Namaste. So I'm going to read Book 2, Chapter 5, on the marriage of Satyavati. Om Vakratuna Mahakaya Surya Koti Nirvighna Visarga Om Ekadantaya Om Gam Ganapati Hari Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Deva Maheshwara Saksha Om Ya Devi Sarvati Shukti Mata Vidya Purani Maha Saraswati Namo Namo Amalakaya Mata Saraswati Om Ham Sam Se The Rishi said, O son of Loma Harsana, O Sutta, you have described to us how the 8 Vasus cursed by Vashishta took their birth and how Bhishma was born. O know of Dharma, and describe to us in detail how the greatly religious king Shantanu married the auspicious Yojanaganda, the chaste Satyavati, the mother of Vyasa, knowing full well that she was a fisherman's daughter. O Suvrata, remove this doubt. Sutta then said, the sage king Shantanu always used to go to forest on hunting expeditions, with his heart addicted to hunting buffaloes, deer, and various other wild animals. Thus, for 4 years, that king went out a-hunting with his son Bhishma, deer, and other wild animals, and got the highest happiness as Mahadeva finds in company with Kartikeya. Once, on an occasion, while he was shooting arrows at rhinoceroses and boar, etc., he went so far as to reach a forest on the banks of the Yamuna, the chief of the rivers. There he began to smell an excellent nice smell that could not be described in words. He tried to find out the source and wandered here and there and on all sides of the forest, and thought that this enchanting smell was not that of mandara flowers, musk champaka, nor that of maliti, nor that of ketiki flower. The air was blowing saturated with particular fragrant smell that he never experienced before. Thus thinking of that smell, the king Shantanu, being enchanted with that, followed to its source in that forest. At last he came to a spot on the banks of the Yamuna, the chief of the rivers, where a very beautiful girl, calm and quiet, and with feminine gestures and posture, amorous, lovely, but ill-clad, was sitting, and he found out that the above beautiful smell was coming out of her body. The form of the lady was extremely beautiful. The smell was very wonderful and captivating the hearts of all. Her age then entered to youth, and she was very auspicious. The king was greatly surprised and was eager to know who the lady was, whence she had come, whether she was a Deva girl, or a human, or Gandharva daughter, or Naga daughter. But being unable to come to a definite conclusion, and becoming passionate, he remembered Ganga and asked that lady sitting on the bank of the Yamuna, thus, O dear, who are you? Whose daughter are you? Why are you alone in this lovely forest? O beautiful-eyed, are you married, or are you as yet unmarried? So answer to all these, O lovely-eyed one. Seeing your lovely enchanting form, I am become extremely passionate. So, O dear, describe in detail to me, who are you, and what do you intend to do? When the king spoke thus, the lotus-eyed, nice-teethed lady replied as follows, O king, know me as a fisherman's daughter, and I am completely under my father's command. O king of kings, for Dharma's sake, I ferry across this Yamuna river. My father has gone today to our house. O master of wealth, thus I have spoken truth to you. Thus saying, the lady desisted. The passionate king then spoke to her. I am the foremost hero of the Kuru family. So choose me as your husband, then this youth will not go in vain. O four-eyed one, I have no other wife existing. So you will be my legal wife. O dear passion is giving much pains to me. Therefore I am now become your obedient servant forever. O beloved, my former dear wife has abandoned me and gone away, but I have not married since then. Now seeing you beautiful in all respects, I cannot bring my mind under control. Hearing these nectar-like beautiful words of the king, the sweet-scented fisherman's daughter also turned extremely passionate. Though also turned extremely passionate, held patience and exclaimed, O king, I also desire that which you have expressed. I am of opinion to act according to your wishes, but what I am to do, I am not dependent. You are to know this. My father alone can give me in marriage to you, so better ask my father for me. Though I am a fisherman's daughter, still I am not wanton and willful. I am always obedient to my father. If my father wills, you can marry me, and I will be obedient to you. O king, the God of love is tormenting me. Who is endowed with youth, he does not torment you so much. Still I must regard my family manners and customs coming down from ancient times. I must hold my patience, Suta said, thus passionately. Pleased with these fascinating words of the lady, the king went to the fisherman's house for the lady. Seeing the king coming, the fisherman was greatly bewildered and astonished, and bowed down with great devotion and said, O king, I am thy servant. I am blessed by thy presence. O great king, now be graciously pleased to order me the cause of thy arrival. Hearing the fisherman's words, the king said, O sinless one, this I tell you truly, that if you give me your daughter in marriage, I will certainly make her my legal wife. The fisherman replied, O king, what must be given ever? How can I say that is not to be given? Therefore, if thou ask for my daughter, I will certainly give her to thee. But, O great king, thou wilt have to make her son the king of thy kingdom. No other son of thine could be king after thy after thy absence. Hearing these words of the fisherman, the king Shantanu became very anxious. He remembered Gangaya and could not speak anything. He, being sick with love, anxiously returned home, but he abandoned bathing, fooding, sleeping, etc. This the son Gangaya Bhishma, whose vow was equal to that of the gods, marking that the king was being troubled with some thought, went to him and asked why he was anxious. O king, say truly, what is your anxiety? Who is your enemy that is not conquered? Whom do you want to bring under your control? O king, what use is there of having a son who does not understand the difficulties of his father, or does not try to remove these difficulties? A son can be called really a son. A son can be called really a son who is born to repay the debts incurred by him in previous births. There is no manner of discussion in this. See Raghu's son, Dasaratha Ram, abandoned his kingdom under the orders of his father and repaired the Chitrakuta forest with his brother Lakshman and wife Sita. The son of King Harishchandra, Rohita, ready to repay the debt of his father and sold by his father, worked as a servant at a Brahmana's house. So the famous Sunasepa. So the famous Sunasepa, sold by his high-souled father Ajigartha, was tied for sacrifice in a sacrificial post, where he was afterwards freed by the Gandhi's son Vishwamitra. It is well known that in ancient days, the Jamadagni's son Parashuram cut off his mother's head under the orders of his father. He considered the father's words more important, and hence could do such an unjust act. O king, this my body is at your disposal. I can certainly do what you ordered me to do. So say, what am I to do? As long as I am living, you need not express any sorrow. If you permit, I will do what is even hardly practicable to do. O king, say why you are anxious. I'll remove that at once with this bow in my hand. If my body goes in carrying your mandate, know that your desire will be fructified. Fee to that son who, being capable, is adverse to do what his father desires. What use is there in having a son who does not remove the cause of his father's anxiety? Hearing the words of the son, the king Shantanu felt much ashamed in his heart and said, O son, this is now my gravest care, that you are my only son. Besides, you are a hero, very powerful, honored, and never showing your back in battles. Therefore, if out of ill luck you become dead in some battlefield, I will become issueless under such circumstances. What am I to do? So, O son, my life is fruitless when I have got only one son. This is my gravest care. Therefore I am sorry. O son, I have no other cares than I can mention to you. Hearing these words of the father, Gangaya called the old ministers and said that the king was too ashamed to speak out to me the real matter. So I ask you all to know exactly the king's cares and communicate them to me as they are. I can carry them out without any hitch. Then, at these Bhishma's words, the ministers went to the king and learned the true cause and spoke to Bhishma. Learning this, he began to think what ought to be done. The Ganga's son Bhishma, then accompanied by the ministers, quickly went to the house of the fisherman and with words of humility and affection spoke, O tormentor of foes, I pray to you to give your beautiful daughter in marriage to my father. Your daughter will be my mother and I will be her servant. The fisherman then said, O highly lucky prince, then the king's son will not be able to become king in your presence, so kindly marry yourself my daughter. At this Bhishma again said, Let your daughter be my mother. I will never accept the kingdom. The son of your daughter will no doubt become king. The fisherman said, I know your words are true, but if your son be powerful, he can take forcibly the kingdom for himself. At this Bhishma again said, O sire, though my words are true, I will never marry. From today I have accepted this difficult vow. Suta said, hearing this firm resolve of Bhishma, the fisherman gave over his beautiful daughter to the king Shantanu. Thus Shantanu married the dear Satyavati, but he was quite unaware of the wonderful birth of Vyasadeva. Thus ends the 5th chapter on the 2nd skanda on the marriage of Satyavati in the Mahapurana Srimad Devi Bhagavatam of 18,000 verses. Om Jayanti Mangalakari Bhadrakari Kapani Durga Kashma Shivadati Swaha Swaha Om Em Bring Om Tuya Mata Chapita Tuya Vijaya